Nearly 130 million adults in our country are overweight or obese. 130 million. It's the leading cause of preventable death and increases your risks of heart attack, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and the list unfortunately goes on and on and on, but it also limits a person's ability to just be part of life, to just take part in life. One of our next guests was on vacation and had to watch her husband parasail from shore because she was too heavy. That's when she knew that she needed to do something about it so she could get up there and parasail with her husband. This is Gretel Marazzi before at 302 pounds. 302, and here she is today. After working with Andy Rodican in medical weight loss centers, after losing 144 pounds. Unbelievable. That is just 144 pounds she lost. Andy joins us too. Andy, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, I got to ask you, just Gretel, this is just, you're rock and roll, baby. I mean, you're standing there, the colors, you look like you stepped out of a fashion magazine. The hair, the earrings, the whole overall look is fantastic. How does this make you feel? Tell us about where you're at.
Well, you know, the clothes are fun,
yep.
And but more importantly, I've gained a sense of self-esteem. That is truly the gift of this program that I've gotten.
And you feel good confidence, like when you're out in crowds, when you go to parties, you feel like you've got it going on?
I walk with my head up now, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Not hiding out in the pictures anymore?
No, not trying to scoot behind anyone.
Are you jumping in front of the camera saying, hey, look at me, I've changed my life?
Not quite, but I feel so much better about myself. Thank you.
It is fantastic. What was it now, at what point in your life, we saw the parasail shot there, and were there other things in your life that really, growing up as a child and stuff, tell us a little bit about your journey and then what brought you to medical weight loss centers.
Well, what brought me was a cumulative amount of things. I'd seen several of my friends do this program and be very successful, and the draw for me was the quickness with which people lost weight. And in addition to that, the doctor said to me if I didn't do something, I was going to die.
Really?
And that was a huge wake-up call for me.
That'll do it, especially when you've got your family going for you and you realize that you're not just on this planet for you, but other people are counting on you. You got to take care of you.
Yeah.
What has it done as far as, you see people go through some pretty dramatic weight losses. What about, where does it take your energy? Give us an idea of where your energy levels go.
I have boundless energy now.
Really?
Yep. I used to have to plan my day as to what I had to do and, preserve my time and energy. And now I have boundless energy. And I've just been so much more active, and it feels wonderful. I'm
just blown away. When I first walked in here this morning and saw you, and I look at the pictures from before, I was like, wow. It's like, miracles can happen if you stay committed to the program, right?
Yes, it's very easy to do.
Now, Andy, tell us a little bit about Gretel and what her stats were like and what it was like when she first met up with you guys with medical weight loss. What was it that really, the biggest challenge you saw right away?
Well, first of all, Gretel came in morbidly obese, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and a bit tearful, low self-esteem, and told me, you saw the picture of her on the parasail, that she could not participate with her husband last time they went on vacation, and obviously that has changed. And she looks gorgeous and beautiful. For us, medical weight loss center is just about her health, and she no longer has diabetes, she no longer has high blood pressure, her cholesterol is normal. And her self-esteem obviously speaks for itself. I mean, she's a beautiful person inside and outside.
Now, it's also about maintaining, and does she come in weekly and meet with you, and you just kind of like keep her on target, or what?
She comes in every 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In fact, she came off the cruise and lost 6.5 pounds on a cruise.
Nobody goes on a cruise and loses 6.5. How'd you lose 6.5 pounds on a cruise?
I took my own food with me. I did. It was important to me. So.
Oh my gosh, lost 6.5 pounds on a cruise.
We've all heard the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. We have to start and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Yes, she lost a lot of weight, but she's done a lot of work. So it works if you work it. It's not a magical cure. She's done a lot of work, and she should be very proud of herself for doing the work.
Now, talk a little bit about, the situation that we're at in this country right now, obesity and, childhood obesity, and what are the signs, and somebody should be saying, well, I'm obese, I really need help.
Well, anybody who's overweight or obese probably is in the pre-diabetic stage, has what we call insulin resistance. You need to know your numbers. You need to ask your doctor a little bit more about, does it look like my blood sugars are getting high? How about my insulin levels? 26 million type 2 diabetics in this country, and 6 million of them don't know it. I think they all come to see me because I typically diagnose people every day with type 2 diabetes. So insulin is really the fat-storing hormone. That's the bad actor. And a lot of doctors don't even check insulin levels because obviously 7 out of 10 people in this country overweight or obese. Numbers will double by 2030. We're not doing a very good job in the medical field with obesity, the #1 preventable killer in the country.
Now, Andy, when you talk about Gretel's stats, how have her stats progressed and where are they right now today?
Well, again, besides 144 pounds of weight loss, she is no longer diabetic.
Right.
She was a type 2 diabetic when she came in. Her blood sugar is normal. Her body mass index, which is a measure of how we determine obesity, she was morbidly obese. She is now normal weight. Her BMI is 24 today, which she was not even on the BMI chart when she came into the office.
Now, Andy, you tell us time and time again that obesity is a symptom of chronic medical illness which just isn't going to go away.
Right.
I mean, it's something you really got to face, right? Now, what's the first step people need to take if they really want to tackle this and start taking the journey to get rid of this weight loss situation?
Well, what I recommend people do is find a specialist. You know, if you had a problem with your heart, you wouldn't go see a podiatrist. I'm one of 4 PAs in the country to have passed the American Society of Bariatric Physicians boards. So find a specialist. Come in, get some blood work done, come in for a free seminar or educational orientation we have, and let me evaluate you and see how we could work with you individually, because everybody has individual problems. So the obesity is a symptom of a chronic medical illness caused by abnormal body chemistry. If we don't know what your labs are, then we can't fix the underlying problem. You can take the symptoms away, but they're going to come back if you don't fix the underlying problem.
You see,
so that's
the
what we
thing.
work on.
It's the medical aspect of it. It's not just saying try this, diet this. It's not just saying diet. It's not just exercising. It's about the medical aspect of it and writing the medical aspects of it, looking at the numbers, watching the sugars, watching all that as you move through this program to do it in a healthy way, right?
And weekly visits, monthly labs. It's very safe, effective, medically supervised.
All right, now I understand that you have a certain offer going on right now for people that are watching Connecticut Style. What do you get? It's got to be good. It's got to be strong because we got to get people excited about this. So what do you?
Well, for anybody who gives our office a call and mentions Connecticut Style, we will offer 15% off of our professional fees for the entire week.
How much?
15%, 1-5.
Okay, for the entire week, 15% off if they mention Connecticut Style.
Right.
Okay, you heard it here
Absolutely.
first. I like that. All right. Okay, let's. Can we put the information up on the screen if you would like to contact the Medical Weight Loss Centers? Because I want to make sure they have that phone number down there. Because if you call them, 15% off. That's really good for this week. I think that's great. What's the number again?
203-468-9200.
And your website if people like more information?
www.medweightlosscenters.com.
Now, Gretel, before we go, I mean, for somebody who's in the position you were in back, all those months ago, what would be the first thing that you would say to them to give them some sort of hope today, something that would make them really believe they can come, from 302 pounds to where you are now?
To do one day at a time.
One day at a time?
One day at a time. Don't look at the overall picture. Just put one foot in front of the other and trust the people at Medical Weight Loss, for they do it safely and they give you the emotional support that you need, and that's really the answer.
You got to love that inspiration. Andy, Gretel, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Good stuff.